This week in Ken's Tech Lab, we're going to actually do another WamBam plate. So we'll be unboxing and doing the installation, then doing a print here on Ken's Tech Lab. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Like I said, we're going to do another WamBam build plate, and we're going to unbox this, open it up, and this time it's going to be done on the Anycubic Premium, the M3 Premium. Last time I did it on the big printer that you see behind me on the Elegoo Jupiter 4K, and it worked really well on the Jupiter, so I thought, well, let's put this on the Anycubic Premium and see if we get the same results. So let's unbox this. All right, here we are back on our bench, and we have this wonderful package. It says fragile, please do not drop. I wonder how well that did in shipping. So I'm gonna take this little screwdriver. And it actually has a pull tab going across here, but since they put tape all over it, there's no way that that's going to pull off without pulling everything else out. So we're going to try to get the tape unhooked from here. There we go. Put that aside. Alright, so all for that. Get that out of here. Okay, here is, comes with two little screws. Now remember, this is for the M3 Premium from Anycubic, so the installation might be a little bit different than it was for the Jupiter. So let's that. That. Plastic out of here. Now these are called the WamBam, or I think they're called the WamBam, because you get two. Alright, there it is. There's the two different sheets. This is WamBam. The 3M. Then the other plate, which we'll take that off as well. For one thing is that there should be the main sticker underneath here where it says WamBam. Alright, let me see if there's anything else in here. Okay, that's it. All right. We have WamBam stickers. You know, I might actually have to get a little, make a little chart that sits back there and has all the different stickers from all the different places where we purchase things. There's actually two sets of stickers. It says, "Thank you, ma'am." WamBam, thank you, ma'am. Okay, we have our instructions. We have sandpaper. We have a finer grit sandpaper. And the welcome message and thank you from the WamBam team. The instructions. And we're going to put this on. One is 400 grit sandpaper. And it's waterproof 400. And one of it is 200 grit sandpaper, which is a large sheet. This is 220 actually, 220 grit sandpaper. And the small sheet is the 400 grit. The 2 screws is for the Z-limit spacer mounting, where if it's needed for your plate. Since we're putting this on the Anycubic M3 Premium, this is the plate. We have the adjustment screws on both sides. And what we're going to do is loosen those screws, and that should allow this to be able to work with it. Okay, let me clean this all off and we'll be right back. Okay, now it's time to start the sanding process. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out our normal gloves that we use for resin printing and use these for the sanding. I've already cleaned it with the isopropyl alcohol, 99%. But our fingers have oils on them. So you can just clean this all you want, but if you touch it again, and you have to touch it to pick it up and get this WamBam sticker on here, it's best to do it with gloves. All right, we're gloved up. We're going to set this over aside for a minute. And we're going to take our sandpaper. All right, we're going to take our sandpaper and our large one, this is the 220. So we're going to take our sandpaper and what we're doing is making sure there's no contaminants. There's nothing on this build plate that can cause it not to stick. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and get our white paper, and we're going to also spray this down with alcohol. And we're going to clean it. You can see all the material that's come off of this. That isn't dirt, but actually that is the metals. Okay. Looks nice and shiny. We're going to hit it now with the 400. Okay. Doesn't take much. Get another paper. Now this is the last time that we're actually going to do the sanding. So we're going to make sure that this is cleaned very well. We'll do this a couple times. Anything loose on the build plate, and it could cause a sticking issue for for that magnet. Okay. Don't be afraid of wasting paper on this. Spray it down again. We don't want to see anything on the paper. Alright, that's clean. Nothing's on the paper, no more dirt's coming off. It is clean, it is sanded, we have our gloves on, so there's no oils. Alright, the hard part. So when this goes on, it goes on with this little round piece right here. It goes in like that. Now this really doesn't matter, but the WamBam that's written on here, I'm going to put this, or when you slide it up, you set it down, I can read it right here. So, if anybody has seen my how to change out the sticker on the X1 Carbon, we're going to do about the same thing, but the difference is this is a very stiff magnet. This is a very high density magnet. So what we're going to do is peel off just a small section. Okay, move this a little bit more in. Okay, I have a little bit of section come off. I'm going to actually put this up and let the table be the guide. Okay. Now what we're going to do, since we let the table be the guide, and it's a stiff table, it's a stiff, and now we have it perfectly on, straight, exactly where we wanted it. Okay. We're going to make sure that it's in there. I'm going to put some weight on it. I'm going to push down on the table. Now the difference, this is industrial 3M tape. So we really don't have to worry about it coming back off. But the 3M tape still needs time to cure. So we're going to let this cure for 72 hours, and then we'll come back and do work on the printer. See you in 72 hours. Alright, here we are at the Anycubic Photon M3 Premium, and I've taken the vat off so we can do a re-level. So let's put the build plate on. So make sure it's nice and steady. Okay, I've got the WamBam flex plate attached to it, so we have the full height of what this is going to be taking. Let's get our Allen wrench and let's loosen. Let's loosen our screws. Okay. Now we want these loose, so when it goes down to the bottom, it won't have a hard time doing this. So there we go, nice and loose. We can lift it up and down. It's not going to get stuck. Let's get our leveling paper, and we can't miss leveling paper. Put it over the screen. Every printer is different, so I'm not going to show you the controls of this one because you know, every brand has a different way to Z or how to home. So this time we're going to do a move Z, and this is for the Anycubic Photon M3 Premium only. And we're going to hit home. Now what home does is it's going to take this all the way to the bottom, ignoring any zeros offset that we have in here. Alright, she's all the way down, and she is down without using a different, what do they call it, the little plastic that actually hits the sensor to know when you're at the lowest point. So I did not change that out. What we'll do is I will level it here, we will do a print and see if everything sticks like it should. If we have any issues, then I will add that offset to the switch that stops it at the home point. So let's hold this down. Okay, let's go over that side. Now let's go over to the other side. Cross. Okay. Now let's go over to back to the original place where we were and tighten up the last screw. It's getting stuck on my gloves here. Okay. Now this is where we're going to take it and do a little bit of a little harder with it. So we're going to take this and we're going to go, okay, then to the other side. Okay, come across, and then our last one. Alright, she's tight. Okay, at this point, again, this is for the Anycubic Photon M3 Premium only, Z equals 0. It's going to ask you, are you sure you want to do that? Yes. At this time, the leveling paper can come out. And we are ready to print. All right, I'll bring you back when we get the print. So during the first print with the WamBam sheet on there, I actually got a failed print. And they all stuck to the FEP, and I had to clean out the entire vat. So I just got done with that. So what I'm going to do is put on a piece that I printed. As you can see right here, this piece is screwed on to your printers, and most printers have these. They might be a different shape, but they all have this And what they do is they go down. Let me take off this one. They hit right here, go between there, and that's the stop point. That's your home. That's the lowest it will go. And when we add the 1/4 inch to the build plate, we need to actually make the stop up a little bit more so we can have the screws to be able to level it correctly. So that's what we're going to do now. Alright, so I got you kind of focused in on the little connector right there. And what I did was, WamBam has a support page that allows you to see if maybe your printer requires an extended. So what I did was I printed this, and as you can see, it's got an extended, about very small, 1/8 of an inch right there. It's going to go down further than the original. So we'll see if that works. So let's put that on now. And it should be as easy, and this should be for all Anycubics at least, as easy as taking out these 2 screws. Now the WamBam kit comes with screws for this. I believe that they fit, I guess all of them have about the same size, but try not to lose these. There we go. Alright. The original is off. I'm going to take the original is actually made out of metal. Okay. The other one that I showed you, I printed on my X1 carbon. So we're going to put the screws into the 2 little holes. I think I'll do the bottom first. And you want the extended part to be pointing down. Okay, here's one screw. There's the other screw. Okay, so as you guys can see, and I made it blue so it stands out a little bit better, and it goes down just a little bit further back here, so when it goes down to the sensor, it should stop further up. Alright, so let's go ahead and loosen how I currently had them. And they were really all the way up, pretty well to the top. Allowance. So this will bring it. This should bring it back down a little bit and put it about where it was when I originally leveled it. Okay, again, we're going to do the level. Alright, welcome back. I didn't want to have you guys go through the leveling all over again for the Anycubic M3 Premium. So I skipped ahead with the magic of video and YouTube and went right to the finished print. So this finished just a little while ago. I'm going to take the cover off. And the WamBam print did stick pretty good. Everything looks good. Alright, so normally with a WamBam plate, you can, especially with the double whams, which gives you 2 plates, you can start another print right away just by taking off the first plate. So let's try doing that now. And you take that. Remember, this is just magnetic. There it is on the plate. I'm going to put this down so I don't get resin everywhere. So as you see, I've taken off the plate and I didn't have to take the whole build plate off, just the WamBam plate. Alright, with the WamBam plate down on my mat, this is normally where you'd have to get the putty knife out and scrape it off of the plate, but with this, pops right off. Right off. And that popped right off. So I'll click and clean those up, but I won't bore you with that. I did have a little bit of extra sticking here. Now that one just slid off. Let's see how this one is. And I'll probably have to get the putty knife over some of this, but most of it was just flex it off, and then I can clean this and put it right back on the build plate and do another round. Now to let you know, this is hard to do with the camera going right in front of me and a hand's full of resin. But let me clean this up and I'll come back to you. So it was that easy to put the WamBam plate back on, and I really like these. It helps me being able to not have to scratch up my build plate itself. If everybody remembers the video that I did on the Jupiter, right back here, if you can see it, and that build plate would never hold a print. It would never stick. So I scratched that up pretty good. Then I put a WamBam on it, and I have not had any problems with that printer since. Alright, we have the model that we just printed on the WamBam in our cure station, and I've cleaned everything up. Everything is clean, including the WamBam flex plate, all clean, ready for the next print. The build plate off the M3 Premium from Anycubic, all cleaned up. Let me put the plate back on. And what I do is I set it on the table. I know you can't see it. And I just kind of put the magnet or the plate against it. And it fits right back in perfectly. So, if you have any questions about this, or want to know more information, you can just drop a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Ken's Tech Lab, as this really helps the channel. And again, as always, stay awesome.